welcome to another episode of Alex's Toy Show. This is number 43, Q&A number 43. We're going to get right to it. There's a lady walking over there. Can we see the lady walking? Oh, she's turning this way. Never mind! Brandon! I'm going to butcher your name, Pantoja. Wants to know, what type of paint do I use on the customs that I do? And that's a good question. They're little testers jars. Testors, testers, and you get them at like Michael's or wherever you get paint from. I think Walmart carries them too, like the bigger Walmarts I've noticed with the actual crafts department. But I go to Michael's. There's one right by my house, and they're like $1 or something, a little more than $1, and they make a ton of colors. They have like a gift pack of like 10 colors, and it's good stuff. Comes with brushes. It's great. Justin wants to know if I could put together an elite line of WWE wrestlers, past and present, who never got a figure. Who would I put in? And that were also never Jakks or Mattel. So this is like first time figures for anybody. I had to do some serious looking, and I went on Google, I went on eBay, and I could not find figures for these couple of people, and these are the people that I used, because everybody else that I thought like, oh, well, he was obscure and he sucked, and sure enough, there's a figure for him. So there's Nikolai Volkov, Boris Zukov, the Conquistadors were a tag team. They were kind of like they were like in gold jumpsuits, and they just had like a face going, and that was about it. And they looked alike, and they did the Bella switch every once in a while that the Bellas do. Twin magic. That's it. And Hercules. Hercules fought the Ultimate Warrior before the Ultimate Warrior went into SummerSlam. He had the big chain, and the Warrior broke the chain. He was a Bobby Heenan guy. Hercules Hernandez. And the great Muta? I don't know. M-U-T-A? I'm thinking, I could be wrong, but I think those are the 6 guys that don't have figures at all. I would go with them. That was a tough pick, though, man. I thought I said for sure this guy doesn't have a figure, and then sure enough, he was either on Google or he was on eBay or both. The bartender from The Shining wants to know, will I ever be adding figures or other toy animation to your channel in the future? And I didn't know what he meant, and he's like, what Grimm does. And I said, oh. And then he also asked, I posted a Hot Wheels video during the week. And he wanted me to do This Is War. I had no idea what that was. Now, if you look back a couple of episodes to episode 200, Feisty Pants and we had all his Transformers laid out on the floor and some Hot Wheels cars with Transformer stickers, and it was episode 200, and we were about to go to war. Like, if there had to be hundreds of guys on the floor, and we were going to go to war, and I thought maybe it was something like that. So, see, here's the answer to that, and I posted it in the comment to you, but here's the answer to that so everybody else knows. Grimm's Toy Show is great. I come from there. We all got our start there. But this is Alex's Toy Show, and if I'm going to do the same stuff that Grimm does, I'm just going to go back to Grimm's Toy Show full time. I'm trying not to do everything that Grimm does. Grimm does some great stuff. I'm not going to say it's awful, because it is. It's great. It's funny, but it doesn't mean that I'm also going to do it. So, no. To answer your question. Brandon Sadowski wants to know, have I ever farted in public? Yes. Lots. But you got to lay out the test fart. Like, you feel it bubbling up inside, and you're like, oh, I got it. You go like, or, because it could be a messy one. You don't want to crap your pants just right there, and, then you have a mess. So, you let out a little test fart to see, what the action is that's coming. And then, you lean forward for a magazine. Oh! Wow. I know what The Rock is cooking. That's his actual name. Wants to know if I have an Xbox One or PS4, or do I play video games? No and no. We have a 360, Xbox 360. Feisty Pants plays Minecraft. I bought him a couple other games for Christmas. He has not opened the other games, and I thought for sure he would, because it's like, Lego Superheroes, Lego Lego Movie, yeah, I figured he'd get into, no. Ninja Turtles even, no. He's just playing Minecraft and Minecraft only. I have not played a video game since the GameCube was something new. I still have my GameCube. It was a square thing, and underneath it you could plug in what was called the Game Boy Player adapter, and you could play your Game Boy tapes on the GameCube. It was ideal. I have it all. I have about 30 games, 25 of which I didn't open. And what happened was I got into EverQuest for the PC right after I bought that GameCube. And then I never played a console game ever. I've been playing EverQuest. It's going on 16 years now. Yes, sir. Next question. Lucas Imbus Abati. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad. Do I think Seth Rollins is poop? No, he's cool. And says that I should do some fan mail. And wants to know why I don't do mail. And I'm like, nobody sends me mail. I've been telling everybody, maybe you haven't been watching, but in my Q&As and in Grimm's fan mails that I do with Grimm, I keep telling people, send the fan mail addressed to me, but send it to Grimm, and it says this is for Alex, and I'll get it. And then if I get enough, I'll open up a P.O. box, and then you guys can send me mail on a regular basis to me, so that way there's no middleman, you know? But nobody sent any mail, except for one person. You know who you are, sir. I still have those Lego figures. They're pretty damn awesome. Feisty Pants plays with his Feisty Pants character all the time. But that's why. So, unless there's an influx of mail, I don't have any mail to do a fan mail video with. I can't just invent mail. That's way too much time. And not the same. I'm not going to receive stuff I sent to myself. Liam Hill wants to know who would win, Jason or Chucky. I think Jason would take that little doll and throw him up and down everything and then cut his head off. And then win. Teresa, my Yankee buddy, wants to know if I made my own baseball league, who would I want on my team, and what would I name the team? I wouldn't actually make a team. I would want to play, I think, because, you know, I still have the youth in me. But what I would do is, you obviously can't compete with Major League Baseball. So you'd want to make like a, not a minor league, but a recreational league. And I would have it in, like, the same way, like, there's A-ball, AA, and AAA. I would have like age brackets, you know, like the youth group, you know, for, like, say the college kids who don't get onto the team or whatever. I would have them a league. I would have the middle-aged guys, and then maybe like a seniors league, and then maybe a co-ed league, or just a league for the women. And it would be cool, televised, everything. It'd be great. Brandon Greneman wants to know, what is my dream vehicle and why, and who is more awesome, me, Grimm, or Doo-Hop, and why? I would have to say I am more awesome because my name is Awesome Alex. There's a girl out there who invented that, and I'm like, that's genius, and I've been going by Awesome Alex for a long time. That is one of my aliases. So by definition, it is me. Although Grimm and Doo-Hop are very cool. We all go way back. My dream vehicle is a Jeep Wrangler. I had one for a couple of years. It was the greatest thing ever, and I had to sell it when Feisty Pants was born, because, you know, you can't put an infant car seat in the back of a Wrangler to go flying out. So, I'm going to get another when he's a little older. Alan Notman wants to know if I like The Simpsons and what's my favorite Family Guy episode, and what WWE figure do I play with the most. I do not play with WWE figures. Simpsons, yes I do, although they've been on for like 100 years, so they're, you know, it's not as, my appreciation for them is not as great as it once was when they were brand new, and a lot funnier, and I think, I almost couldn't pick out a favorite episode of Family Guy, but there's one where, Brian and Stewie first go on, crap, where do they go? They go on a mission, and it's like a, different dimensions, and there's like one dimension where, people are the pets, and Brian has to walk Stewie around, and he's like, pick up my poo. That whole episode is pretty funny. And then, what else? Simpsons favorite Family Guy episode. Yes, Pick Up My Poo. I don't remember how it was newer. You know, I mean, they're 10 years also, so I'd have to say, I don't know, maybe three or four seasons back. It was pretty recent. And then, last question. Rob, where are you? Rob Bailey wants to know about ancient aliens. He says, did Atlantis ever exist? Where is it now? And what happened to it? So there's this whole thing. I thought I was pretty solid on what happened to Atlantis. Until this past episode, Friday night, of Ancient Aliens. And I'm like, what? In this past episode of Ancient Aliens, they said there's 2 lost continents floating around out there. They have no idea where they are, what happened to them. And, you know, it could be a number of things. It could be just translations of continents that exist. Like what it is basically in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, there's supposed to be a lost continent of Mu. M-U, it's spelt. M-U, pronounced Mu. And it's on an older map. I guess they got it from somewhere. There's a lot of ancient scriptures and stuff like that, and they don't know what happened to that. Now, the only thing that I knew of before Friday night was that Atlantis was thought to be somewhere between the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. Now, what I thought happened to Atlantis up until Friday night was that it's a mothership. Imagine like a giant saucer ship that is the home city. It's, you know, that serves as a city. It's like that big. Think of like Star Trek: The Next Generation and how big that Enterprise was compared to like the regular Captain Kirk Enterprise. It carried like 1,000 people. There were families, schools, and stuff on the ship. And Captain Kirk's Enterprise was like a ship of war, more or less. So it was like that. And then around that spaceship, saucer ship, was the city, like regular town, like structures and buildings and shit like that. And I'm thinking an impending volcanic reaction in the Mediterranean Sea sunk it, and the ship took off, because there's I don't want to say eyewitness reports, but like there's stories that have been told over the years in the ancient sea scrolls, Dead Sea Scrolls, the Dead Sea Scrolls. Shit, I can't think of my terminology. I want to say the Dead Sea Scrolls talks about Atlantis and where it was and what happened to it. And what happened, they said, was it flew up into the sky, and then the rest of it in a fiery reaction, which is more than likely a volcanic reaction, and, you know, just sunk the rest of the island, but the ship took off and, you know, went somewhere else. Now, where it went, I can't tell you, but I think that's what happened to Atlantis. So what's left of Atlantis, to answer your third question, second, whatever, one of those questions, because he said, where is it now and what happened to it? And did it ever exist? So, yes, it did exist. Where is it now? It's floating around somewhere, maybe in space. But what's left of it, I think, is the remains of a volcanic explosion in the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea. Another thing you have to think of, too, which you may not know, I don't know how much you watch the show, is there is, like, going back to that era, there was a lot less water surfacing on the Earth. It's now like over 70% water, the surface of the Earth. Back in the day, it might have been closer to 50-50, you know? And there was a lot more pyramids and other structures that were visible. The Middle East, what the hell is that area called? Saudi Arabia area. I'm bad with names. It's thought to be like where life began, like believably, in that area. But also, thousands of years ago, it was more land than it is water. I can't explain it very well. But essentially, what happens is, if you change the landscape of that area by retracting the water, you see more prominent land. And it makes a little more sense. Even all the desert of Egypt, there's probably like hundreds of more like smaller pyramids all throughout the desert. It's just buried under all that sand. So that's what they think. Then I kind of believe that also, that it was like the center of it was the ship that took off when the volcanic eruption sunk the rest of it into the Mediterranean Sea. Another thing too is they mentioned in the Dead Sea Scrolls that you had to go through the Straits of Gibraltar. So that was I think they called it like the two pillars, or the two giant pillars, and that led, because you can go through it two ways. You can go through it heading out into the Atlantic, or through it heading into the Mediterranean. But there's a lot more going around the Mediterranean. That makes more sense, and that's why I think it's there. The bottom of the Atlantic, I mean, there's the Atlantic is a lot bigger than the Mediterranean Sea, so there's a lot less to build on, more or less, to say, which would make me believe that it's in the Mediterranean Sea and not somewhere out in the Atlantic Ocean. And if that is true, if Atlantis was the Mediterranean Sea, then that lost continent of Mu, would be in the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, pardon me. And that would jive. And that's the bottom line, because Question Today said so. All right, so if you guys didn't catch it on the last Q&A, I started Instagram. It's called My Pal Alex Space Photos. And then check out my fishing adventures with the fishing guy. That's my brother. He's at the original champ, and he's Fishing Guy 75 on Twitter and YouTube. Check it out. We do one. We film it. We post it as best we can. He's got 2 up already. They're funny. and it's hilarious. All right, folks. Q&A every Sunday. Toy hunt every Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm off making videos. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, action figure reviews and some fun stuff. Like this video, leave us a comment, and subscribe for more.